Well, welcome to another NCAA.com March Madness Skype session. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Makai Mason from Baylor. Fresh off a victory over Oklahoma, Baylor has now won 5 in a row. They're 5-2 in the Big 12. They also knocked off Alabama in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. You took out Iowa State. This one was at Oklahoma, an Oklahoma team that certainly has been playing very well. Makai, this is a team right now, and I should also notice that you got also knocked off Texas Tech. What has been the difference with this group, the way you guys have completely flipped the script on this season?
Yeah, I mean, Tristan's injury was a killer for us. We really, we felt that one. But I think we've really rallied around him. We've done a good job of, playing for each other. We shared the ball really well. And I think our defensive rebounding has really kept us in games. But I think just playing together has been the biggest thing. We know it's not going to be done by one guy, especially with Tristan being out. So that's been huge for us.
When the season started, Baylor was nowhere near in consideration for a team that could challenge Kansas for the Big 12 title. Now we're almost halfway through the Big 12 season, and there's no reason why Baylor can't do that. When you think about what has transpired, you just mentioned the injury situation. How remarkable is it that Baylor now is in position to legitimately challenge for the Big 12 title?
Well, I think coming into the season, just looking around the locker room, we felt like we had a shot. I think we kind of relished the underdog mentality, honestly. Me personally, I felt like I've always kind of been doubted, and a lot of guys in the locker room as well. So just to be picked, one of the last teams in the 12, to be able to be where we are right now, we know we can't let up at all. But, it's pretty crazy. It's a good feeling to be proving some people wrong.
So, Makai, it wasn't that long ago that I interviewed you after you knocked off Baylor as a member of Yale. We were in Providence. I remember interviewing you at the dunk, and it's really amazing to see what's transpired over a couple of years. When you think back to that victory, if I had talked to that Makai Mason and said, you know what, you just beat in the NCAA tournament, just beat Baylor as a member of Yale, but in a couple of years I'll be talking to you that you're going to be a member of Baylor, knocking off other Big 12 schools. What would you have told me then?
Not in my wildest dreams, honestly. It's really worked out for me, honestly. Obviously wouldn't have liked to get injured. Been out for almost 2 years, but it's been a special year for me just to be able to compete again, honestly. I really don't take any moment for granted that I'm able to play the game. And, if we keep rolling, it's going to be a special year.
So how do you explain what has transpired for you? I mean, I remember that so vividly. What was it about Baylor that drew you to a program that you beat in the NCAA tournament?
Honestly, Baylor was kind of thrown on at the end of my list with teams that I might be interested in. I kind of got my list together, and I was with my dad, and it was like, might as well throw on Baylor. And then, I got pretty comfortable with the coaching staff. Coach Drew was very active in the recruiting process. Took a visit, loved the school, loved the people there. So the rest is history, I guess.
Yale's playing pretty well in the Ivy League. I know it's not crazy. Who knows how the matchups would go, but you guys are looking like a tournament team. How crazy would it be if the tournament, somehow it all worked out where Baylor played Yale again and you were on the other side?
Man, I'd hate to knock out Yale. No, I'm just kidding. But, I hope – I don't even know if I'd want that matchup, honestly. I want us to both teams to go as far as they can and, maybe the Final Four if that were to ever happen.
Makai, I think you're another example of how level of play doesn't matter. And we've seen this so often where players have gone from perceived lower level to the higher level. I mean, what is the biggest difference? I know what it is facility-wise and how you guys travel and things like that, but how much of a difference really is there between your time at Yale, on the court, making shots, versus what you're doing now at Baylor?
Well, I think something that's different is it's a little more physical in a conference like the Big 12. The athletes are a little bit better, but, that gap is closing every year, honestly. Even my 4 years at Yale, the Ivy League has really done a great job of, recruiting bigger and better athletes. So that gap is definitely closing, and you see it when, Ivy League teams get into the tournament. They're able to win first-round matchups.
All right, before I let you go, I got to just, I mean, yeah, you're winning games, and you guys have won 5 in a row, and you're 5-2 in the Big 12, but you won by 30 at Oklahoma. I mean, how do you explain that?
I mean, it's a good feeling. You know, we're kind of rolling right now. Like I said, we're playing for each other. And it might just been one of those nights for Oklahoma that just couldn't make some shots. Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling, especially with Tristan being out playing for him. You know, it's been fun.
Appreciate it, Makai. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.